See, Jovah, you can charge your 3DS.
Yes, Tio, your wish has been granted.
Hooray.
But at what cost?
It's just what I always wanted, a Christmas delight.
The Kosheroi? Well, we won't have to worry about that for now. So, let us return once again to the crossover of Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright.
Yes.
Go on, Layton.
Luke and I made our way past the guard post. It would only be a matter of time before we reached the tower itself. I assume the trial must have started by now.
Oh, you have no idea.
I have the utmost confidence that Mr. Wright will do all he can to defend Miss Cantabella, provided she doesn't throw herself off something. I believe the key to saving Miss Cantabella lies somewhere within this tower. We must press on before it's too late and she does whatever the hell she does today.
You know, from that angle,
Purpose,
it looks like Castlevania.
Welcome to Castlevania.
It's so quiet in here. There's not a sound to be heard.
Well, we're talking now, so there is one.
Hope
Let's be very careful, though, Luke. The puzzle we just dealt with is not necessarily the only one in place here.
Right you are, Professor.
Okay.
Let's proceed with caution.
Okay, so while Phoenix has his own climactic battle going on with the trial, Layton and Luke get their own bout of climax here. Also,
Again,
I hear some more
very similar
sound.
to the one of Curious Village.
Basically, they have to ascend an incredibly foreboding tower. How foreboding is it? Well, it is extremely high, and let's be honest, like I said, would not be out of place in a Castlevania game.
Unfortunately, we asked Dr. Latrick if he wanted to come, but he was too busy moaning his game bombed.
He's so sad he didn't end up getting to go to Italy in the sequel.
No, remember, Dreams, he is currently begging in the street along with Funcom R about getting a proper sequel. He's raising money for that.
Please, I want the sequel.
I don't understand what good it does to have a tower this high.
Without this lift, it appears as if reaching the very top would be impossible.
Oh boy. Is this what I think it is? It looks like a lift.
To even lift Luke.
Indeed it does. It looks a lot like the kind of lift with which we are well acquainted.
The kind powered by puzzles.
We live in cages?
Wait a minute, but we haven't seen anything like this since we arrived in Labyrinthia.
Yes, quite. In truth, I didn't think machinery of this sort existed here. I wonder what it's using as a source of power.
Well,
The souls of the damned.
since there seems to be no other way up, does that mean we get to ride it?
Oh my god, it is Castlevania in that regard too.
We have to climb the chain. Indeed, that would seem the most logical course of action.
Imagine climbing that giant chain.
I must say, I find the presence of such a device most intriguing. But we can't stand around pondering such things now. There'll be time for that later. Onwards and upwards, my boy.
Right then, let's go.
Okay. One thing I do like about the build-up near the end is, again, it is showing
I know I keep saying this, but bear in mind we must proceed with caution. Did you hear me the first time?
Yes, I'm with you on that one, Professor. Besides, I wasn't the one who got turned to gold.
Ouch.
Yes, Jovah.
But yeah, no, what I really do like about the final act in this regard is how, again, it shows the respective bouts of gameplay and how the difficulty and tension is increasing with each one. Phoenix, while on the ground, has to deal with the most biggest trial this land has ever seen, and Layton has to ascend higher and higher and higher to the apex of everything. I like to think that that's a little bit of cute literary bouts of metaphors that Takumi and Hino left in there.
Not just that, Jovah. Let's think about this for a moment. Your typical climax in the original This Attorney trilogy is, of course, a big trial with a lot at stake and shit. the usual climax of an original trilogy Layton game is in Curious Village we're climbing the tower, in Pandora's Box we're
Storming the
exploring
castle.
mansion, storming the castle, and in the in Lost Future we're trying to
Go up a giant mecha.
giant mecha. So now we're climbing up this Castlevania tower, basically.
Anyway, a stone statue stands before you. Beneath it lies a panel with what appears to have been once a crest of some kind, now a disjointed mess. Move the panels by testing the arrows that connect them and rearrange the pieces so that the crest is correctly displayed. Rearrange the pieces and complete the crest.
And it's like, did somebody say crest?
That being said, you have a limited amount of sets, because if you don't complete it on time, well... yeah. The statue is coming closer. Which means if you don't solve it in time, it will come and kill you.
In the wise words of Optimus Prime, let them come.
But yeah, Dubs' joke actually reminded me of something. Like recently talking to Famitsu, Konami,
Sorry.
What?
Sorry, a giant statue fell on someone down there.
Oh well, I don't know. That's okay, Professor. It didn't hit anybody. Yeah. Turns out the current Metal Gear producer at Konami right now is still Noriaki Nakamura, aka the creator of Dr. Track. So, hey, Tail, it's
He's
still possible.
worked.
It's still possible
Again,
for Dr. Track 2 to come out. It's
Pedro,
possible.
If Getsu Fumaden can get a sequel all those years later, I'm pretty sure everything is fair game.
Remind me, is that sequel coming overseas?
Yes, actually, it was announced in a Nintendo Direct, I think.
God,
but
it's been
basically,
a while.
multi-plat, and if I recall correctly, it has exited the early access.
I'll take on this one, Professor.
Alright, but don't overexert yourself. We'll need to work together to solve the rest of this puzzle.
Roger that! Besides, the worst thing that happens, I'll just get clobbered by a giant stone statue.
I mean, at least you'll die. Hey, at least you'll die instantly.
Tower of Terror 2. Man, the Storyteller must have really been sadistic. First a stone hawk and now a stone dragon. And basically, if you can't solve the puzzle in time, yes, these demonic beings will kill you. No pressure.
Swear on me, Mom.
Yep. Alright.
There we go.
Down you go!
Wonk.
Just like the stone gargoyle in Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Ah, I solved the puzzle, actually.
You should expect no less.
Yeah, that's weird. They preface that by saying Luke was going to solve it, but then Layton gets the victory animation.
Fuck you, Luke. I solved it first.
I did it, Professor!
No, I did it.
I did it, didn't I?
I certainly did. Well done, me.
That's not what the script says. Just how far is this lift going to go?
Judging by all the stages thus far, whoever put this puzzle in place is certainly key that we don't reach the top easily. We still can't afford to let our guard down.
You don't say. Ah, we've stopped again. I wonder, who puts in all the chain that's needed to reach this high?
Well then, allow me to take on this one.
Right.
And I mean me this time.
Even though you nudged in trying to take credit for the puzzle that I solved.
Oh, you should have solved it earlier, shouldn't you?
Oh,
I
boy.
got there first.
We got a freaking bull angel here.
Also, Pedro, just to let you know, because I did discover this just now, because I was checking if it was out of early access and it is. The Getsu Fumaden sequel as interface, as labeled as interface and subtitles in your Portuguese language. Because it says here, I can confirm it here because it has a separate version for the Brazilian one.
Huh.
Interesting.
Definitely a game to check out when it officially comes out.
Okay, remind me, who's publishing that again?
Konami.
Come what
That's
may,
one of their
Ah.
piece, Pedro.
there to be
Of
solved.
all the Okay, that's weird because I've never seen Konami publish a game for my country, honestly.
Puzzle.
They usually just give you most of them just default to Brazilian Portuguese.
It's actually
and that's
also developed partially in-house.
Well, this is
Yes, so we know it's the last one because our dialogue is voiced.
Huh. What a view.
What a free.
And we're still going.
Oh,
Also,
fuck, you're stuck again.
For Luke, he should get the line from Doofenshmirtz. If I had a nickel every time I had to ride in an elevator cage, I would have 2 nickels.
Which is astonishing that it happened
garden.
twice.
Huh. Who the heck grows a garden up this high? I can't imagine that being easy to maintain.
So did they enter into the house of the villain of Dark Chronicle?
Maybe.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Dark Cloud and Layton take place in the same universe.
So what
Confirmed.
you're telling me is that this was the
Technical
Dark
fail.
Chronicle 3 that we were looking for.
flowers and
Dark Cloud 3, but yeah, sure, yeah, there you go, everybody. The real Dark Cloud 3 was the Layton we've played along the way. There you go.
Brilliant.
Let's not invoke anything.
Actually,
We need to
surprisingly, the Dark Claw Free fanbase, as far as I know, has been relatively quiet lately.
Is this the storyteller's
That's the thing, Jovah. Ever since said, "Look, it's just not happening." He didn't flat out say it, but he pretty much kind of said, like he slightly said, "I don't think it's happening now." Like he basically subtly told guys, "Look, guys, it's not gonna happen at this point. Just give up."
The tower seems more akin to a castle.
I don't
Again,
know whether
because,
it's a happy thing or a sad thing that they seem to have just
sad-
given up hope from there.
Well, it's more sad, but I mean, like I said, tried to make it happen, but Sony wasn't having it. So it's just one of those
Yeah.
things where it's just at this point, it's just at this point, there's just no saving it.
I love how
I'm
you
per-
can ease.
I mean, I'm personally okay with it, but I understand. Go on, Joe.
I love how you can easily just go up and down. Like, I know gameplay-wise, but, you know, story-wise, that almost makes it seem like we can just easily exit in and out through that in a matter of minutes.
They want
Like
to
we're
keep the
wasting a
pl-
lot of time going up and down that lift.
They want to
Don't
keep
worry,
player
Phoenix.
choice.
Don't worry, Phoenix and Maya are fighting with all they've got. They can wait a bit more. Although, keep in mind, guys, given how the trial takes long enough to, you know, come to the part where it's morning, how long do you think Layton and Luke have been going up and down this tower?
I guess the elevator must have took some time.
I guess. Have to wonder, what do some people see in making places this elevated?
Blah, blah, blah.
So, I guess this is where God looked down upon the world.
This building is really something else. I guess this part must be the storyteller's house.
Let's trash it.
Isabella must have lived here when she was younger. Trash God's house?
God's an arsehole. Yes, indeed. This must have been her family home.
Her family. I wonder if she had any plans to ever come back here.
No matter where she goes or what she does, family is family. This will always be her home. God,
But
that
her
sounds
family's
horrifying.
dead.
Funny that you
It's
say that,
highly likely
Herschel.
that she would wish something.
I suppose so, even if her family was only her father.
The relationship between the speller and her father may well prove to be an important thingy.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. What?
What's the matter, Luke?
It's nothing. I'm probably seeing things, but for a moment here, I thought I saw something moving at the top of the tower.
Maybe it's a ghost.
I mean, I guess a ghost wouldn't be too out of left field at this point. Let's go inside, Professor.
Also, hold on. Go on, Herschel. Hold on. Also, we're climbing a tower, and at the top, we find something that's not at all doesn't feel out of place with the rest of how dark the tower looks, and it involves the father and the daughter. Again, Crookier's village throwback.
This appears to be a child's room.
Oh, great, we found M's room.
This condition, I'd say it hasn't been used for some time.
Is it just
I
me,
was
or
gonna
am I
go- I was
getting
gonna go-
deja vu here, Professor?
Oh, let's see what it is here. Queen
Right.
Mira, who... Oh, okay, never mind. This is a bit too touchy of a subject for Layton. Let's put it in Gears 5 instead.
Something pretty big must have happened to make her leave home so young. I wonder how a speller and the Storyteller used to get on together.
God, imagine, every time she wanted to go into the village, she had to take that long elevator ride down, then come
There's a
back
young
up,
lady.
solve the puzzles
Conviction.
every time just to get in there. Maybe that's
There
why
was a
she
young-
left the tower. The commute was murder.
Speller is a young lady of great conviction and a strong heart. In other words, I'm sure she and her father must have spent some quality time here together.
Looks like they had fun.
Yeah, I have a feeling you're right about that. For a speller,
Now, honey, if you behave, I will make sure to write so that Santa will give you a present.
I almost feel like we're intruding, coming in here like this.
But Luke, we have no choice if we wish to save a speller.
But does reading her diary really help us?
Yes.
Yes, I suppose
Again.
it's true.
Not to mention, Luke, come on, we did this in Curious Village. Again, another throwback. So might as well at this point.
Ooh, a hint coin. Of course she
Good
played
thing,
with, she played with hint coins as a kid, of course.
Whoever made these stuffed animals appears to put quite their heart and soul into the craftsmanship.
Ooh, a hint coin in the tea.
a hint coin in the tea.
In T coin.
Look, Professor, the door over there looks like the way forward.
It's lucky to put a hint coin in your tea.
Indeed.
It's that
First,
the metallic taste of it aromatize it.
let's investigate
Yes.
this place further.
This wall is filled with artwork.
Looks as if the room is just the way a speller left it when she left.
Wow, she had a lot of hint coins in this room. Oh.
Crikey! Professor! Behind that curtain! There's someone there!
It's the jewel from the second Dragon Ball OVA.
Oh god, I hope that's not where they buried her mom.
Oh, Little Red Riding Hood.
The mysterious figure turned out to be Goldilocks?
BB
I
Hood?
feel because well, Little Red Riding Hood, I mean, she has the red hood.
So BB Hood.
My heart was in my mouth.
I never understood that expression, my heart was in my...
Yeah, I guess it's the idea that your heart was...
out of fear.
Yeah, and your heart was practically jumping out of you.
Speller must have been played a lot with Thor when she was a child.
What's this?
It's even
Look, Professor, there's a child's picture book here. The title is The First Story.
Oh.
It would appear to be a handmade children's picture book.
The first story, let's see. A train arrives at a station. There you go, that's the first story.
I wonder if it was written especially for a speller.
Actually, the first story, at least on written record, is the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Evidently,
Sumerian civilization.
a great deal of loving care has been put into the writing and illustrations.
Sure, too, I was making a film joke, because Train Arrives at a
Exactly.
Station is literally the
But
name of the
stories
first
are
film.
written before.
Go on,
I
Pedro.
get that. There was a bad witch in the town. Bad witch. Bad. All of the carrots in the field disappeared because Bugs Bunny stole them, and all the money in the bank was turned into pumpkins. The people of the town had to put up with it.
He's just making this up as you go along.
Then one day a brave young girl appeared and said to the townsfolk, "When the witch uses witchcraft, she always uses a big stick, doesn't she? Oh, if we take away her stick, we'll be able to stop her. See, if we have a bigger stick than the person's stick, we can topple them." After hearing this, the people of the town set a trap for the witch and managed to capture her. Well, that was easy. After her trial, the bad witch said this to the people. Oh, I saw Paranormal, I know how this goes. Even now, the legendary Great Witch Bazella is here, living in this town. Bazella is the queen of all the witches. She is the one who gives us witches life. The townsfolk punished the witch, and peace was restored to the town once more. Ah, yes. Okay. And 20 years later, paranormal happens. Okay. To this day, Bazella is still hiding somewhere in the town. But the brave townsfolk will not be beaten by the bad witches.
Aww.
They're just trying to live. Like, serious.
What, that's it? The story doesn't even end. It just stops.
Well, Pedro, it's the first
That's because they're still
story.
dealing with the witches.
He was always a
Diet
city
German
storyteller.
tale.
Who'd have thought there would be a fairy tale about Bazella?
I thought it'd be such a shit one.
It's Brits trying to write a German bedtime story then.
She's
I
a
don't know how to
mysterious
pronounce witch in
character,
German.
all right.
Tell me, Luke, why do you think the author chose to write about Bazella in a children's picture book? It shows how highly he thought of her he could even be bothered to finish it.
Well, maybe to make the child behave like Pinocchio.
You see, honey? If you don't behave, the big witch Bazella will come and eat you.
Something like, if you don't do as you're told, Bazella will come and get you.
There you go. Thanks, Luke.
Basically,
Yes, indeed. That is a possibility. Still, I have to wonder, why is it that some lowly witch was caught, and not the great Bazella herself?
Well, I suppose it is a bit strange.
Or maybe it's
See,
just the fact that...
Hello, and welcome to Layton and Luke's literacy review.
If Bazella herself had been caught, the story could have been brought to a more conclusive ending. Do you think
we
there's
just
some
need a
other
rank,
reason?
He
There you go,
sucks.
No, he
There you go,
wanted
there's
to
even
write
they
a
are questioning it.
series.
It's certainly a possibility. I don't suppose there are any other handmade picture books in the room apart from this one.
You see, Dwebs, the next episode was cancelled, so...
No.
Yeah.
You see, guys, the
Well.
plot twist. The picture book was the start, but it would be the start of a series. The thing is that, though, as the audience grew older, the storyteller made more complex stories as sequels, so the series literally grew up with its reader base and got
but
more
they were going to say
complex.
that since it's based on storybooks with only 2 titles and then gave up.
But remember, we know that he's written an entire story that is Labyrinthia.
Which would imply this book has some special significance.
I guess so. After all, it is handmade. I bet she really treasured it. So,
to be a good book critic.
do you think it was the storyteller who made this book?
The handwriting does seem very similar to that of the story. This book appears to have been written with a touch more care and attention, but I imagine it was the storyteller who wrote...
Everyone has to start somewhere.
He must
It's
have
gotten
written
worse.
it as a gift from father to daughter.
What are you talking about? Now he has a lot more complex narratives here and there, and
That
mine.
doesn't mean good.
Have you seen the last 2 trials in this world? They've been outstanding entertainment. I mean,
I just randomly became ungoldified for no reason.
I'm sure there's secretly a reason, Layton.
Yes, let's do just that, Luke. We must
So is
take
this
good...
some self-insert stuff he was writing before?
We must
he
take
was
good
done?
care of it. After all, how are we going to make fun of it on our vlog?
It will fit a lot of writers similar to the storytellers here, like Dan Brown.
I believe you've seen all there is to see here. Come on, Luke.
The funny thing
basically
about the
what you're
storyteller is
saying-
that he seems to have refrained from writing an actual self-insert of himself into the story.
So
No, he's
basically
just
what you-
God.
So basically what you're saying, Dwebs, is that if Layton had a YouTube channel, he would do one of those streams. Okay, guys, let's see how many
Whoa.
puzzles I can solve in this stream.
Yeah. How many puzzles can I solve in an hour blindfolded?
A
What?
subathon with puzzles.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
What do you make of this room, Professor? It's not very tidy.
This appears to be the very top room of the tower.
He'd have tea reviews.
But the
Sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
parchment lying on
Oh,
the floor
God.
here seems very similar to the type on which the storyteller writes his stories. I think we can say with some certainty that this is the storyteller's room.
So
Now,
this
this
is
is
where the
what
magic
about-
happens.
About how Ispella's life got flipped turned upside down.
I was imagining something a bit grander, like a throne room with all kinds of push decorations.
While I agree that it's a little eccentric, it's unmistakably the study of an author. You see, unlike my study's nice and clean.
And now he doesn't have a window, Professor. Remember
Probably
that.
spent all this time in here, continuously writing those shitty stories.
I hope
Well,
it has been repaired.
Well, not for nothing, Professor. You are correct, but don't we have Rosa to thank for that?
The stories. I wonder what Espella thought of it all. Her dad being God. Her father writing stories for all the townsfolk, I mean. I wonder
probably
if
got
she
the
looked
mixed-
forward to seeing the new stories completed, or if she...
The stories are probably a little too mature in content for a young child. Why, what did he do? Like a sex scene?
Well, keep in mind, Dwib, some people have thanked him for having new children being born to them, so...
Possible.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
that's
then-
the twist. The storyteller is Zack Snyder.
Oh,
God.
no.
Well, okay,
If
to
the-
be
if
to
the
be
Storyteller
fair...
was Zack Snyder tale, this game will go on for 200 hours.
Okay, to his credit, Watchmen was good. That gratuitous firebomb sex scene in account.
But I don't think it's right. No child should be unable to talk with their father.
I absolutely
funny.
agree, Luke.
I'm not projecting or anything. I'm not projecting.
Well, anyway, I'm not planning on having a daughter. Wait, I believe it'll be important in the upcoming trial to have a
Whatever, Dad. I would like to anyway.
Wait a
Towards her
minute.
father.
Professor, is there something you want to tell me?
Knowing you, Luke, I'm sure you must have a lot of things going on your mind at the moment. Not mine, yours. So if there's anything at all that you want to talk about, you won't tell me, will you?
Wow, of course I will, Professor. You're surprisingly open. It's almost like you're trying to change the subject.
I'm always ready to listen, Luke. Now then, shall we start investigating this now? And don't mention the word D. Don't mention the D word again.
Also, Shiroi, I don't know, Shiroi.
Yeah?
It's at the very least better to be sponsored by that than what happened with that one part we did in The Last of Us Part 2, where I decided to say it was sponsored by Neil Druckmann's ass.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So, there we go. No, it's because the game keeps pulling out so many things out of its ass in terms of its plot that I just...
So, technically speaking, it should be Dollar Shave Club.
Oh, God.
Sure, that were. I guess I didn't
Wait!
think about it at the time.
Look,
That's partially
Professor,
sponsored
a
by Neil
photograph.
Druckmann's ass.
Wait, hold on. I didn't think they even had photographs in this town.
Well, he is God. I guess he found a way.
Indeed, it's not the kind of thing one would have expected to find here.
Too right. I certainly haven't seen any cameras about since we got here.
Again, maybe him being God allows him this stuff.
There's no doubt that this is a photo, though. What could that mean?
This may be in some way related to the tower being so closely protected. What do you see in the photograph, Luke?
There are two children, both young girls.
Huh.
The photo looks quite old. It does.
I wonder who they are.
Gee,
Like
I
the professor, You
wonder.
live in a kind of
Out of all
bizarre...
the characters in this game, I guess it could be just about anyone.
Well, one of them is certainly a speller. There can be little doubt about that.
Hey, you're right. And look at that pendant. It's the same one Espella always wears.
The fact that she's continued to wear it ever since just shows how important that pendant must be to her.
What about this other girl? Do you think she's a friend of Espella's?
Gee, I wonder who this is.
She looks like she'd rather be anywhere else.
Anybody.
That looks like she'd rather be anywhere else but here. Indeed, I wager the two of them were rather close friends at that.
They do look pretty chummy, alright. See, they even have the same pendant.
Who could this mysterious friend of Espella's have been, I wonder?
Glimpse into a speller's past. This may well prove to be an important clue.
Let's do it.
I would like to ask her about it face to face. Let's borrow it for the time being.
Yoink.
We're never giving it back.
Nope.
He doesn't deserve it anyway.
I wonder if
Layton.
there are any other clues knocking around.
Layton,
I'd say there's something you saw moving about earlier as a point worth pursuing.
But isn't this the last room in the tower? I must have been just imagining things unless we can go even higher.
Not necessarily, Luke. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a way of getting beyond even this room.
Also, Professor, I think your narcolepsy is hitting again.
Well,
Let's
okay.
look around more closely.
To his credit, like we've mentioned during the trials, it's probably past everyone's bedtime at this point. Like, what is it now? Like
even the adults.
It's probably definitely past midnight.
Oh,
Oh yeah, we've been here a while.
this is...
What is it, Luke?
This letter on top of the piano. This was evidence during that trial.
That trial, my boy?
Yes,
Yes, be more specific, Luke.
Yeah,
the
first
trial
thing
about
was
Sir
the
Belduke stuff and, well, the trial when you were...
Ah, you mean when I was turned into gold?
It's still very traumatic to me.
In which case, this letter is the one that the storyteller's owl Hoot gave us after we last paid him a visit.
Okay.
Yeah, if you remember, the alchemist seemed to know something about the town, and it wasn't about, Jean.
I guess now that that letter was presented in a court of law, it finally got to the storyteller. Because remember, Jean Greer had been keeping the letter all that time.
I guess they
Create
will
a
figure it out.
storyteller. Well, what am I gonna name mine now? Wow, Oot. It's like calling a cat meow or a dog woof.
Apparently the owl really liked that name.
But Sir Belduke's butler swapped the letter for some plain sheets of parchment before it got delivered.
Also remember, Pedro, it's like Cassandra's pet in the Tangle series.
And
Sometimes
those
it's
blank-
best just to be basic.
And those blank sheets were
think
given
that-
to us by Mr. Hoot, who knew something strange was going on.
I see. I certainly missed out on some intriguing developments during my absence.
Yeah, Mr. Wright kind of solved that case before you. I'm sorry.
Ugh.
The
You
real
will not be paid for that one.
But how has it ended up here?
Well, I imagine it's quite simple, Luke. It's likely that after the trial finished, the letter was returned to its rightful owner.
And it came pretty damn late.
It was addressed to the storyteller, after all.
Right! I guess that does make sense. Which is weird, though. The storyteller wrote about the trial, but it was thanks to the machinations of Mr. Wright that he even got the letter.
Yes, in fact, it would be reasonable to assume that he most likely did so very recently. Perhaps even today, while sitting at the piano.
Remember that plot detail. It is important that he'd read the letter very recently.
What on earth was going through his mind here before that final parade? There's something we're not seeing here. We need to investigate this closely, Luke.
What could it be? Surely this is not a trap of some kind.
It's unlikely that a trap would be so obvious.
Ha!
Just a moment. There's some kind of puzzle in this piano.
What's this? I need to play Moonlight Sonata to get out of here, otherwise the ceiling will crush me.
Puzzle 68, musical score. Below the stained glass window is written, "When the stars have aligned, the goddess shall pluck her harp, bringing forth her serene song. Rearrange the musical notes to create a lovely melody."
And no, I'm not kidding. One of the most infamous traps in Resident Evil is that you gotta know how to play Moonlight Sonata on the piano, or
Yeah.
you're screwed.
Yeah, basically.
Well, have
I don't
fun
know,
with
Joe.
that.
I don't know, Jovah. When I think Moonlight Sonata, I think the inside of a body with pinballs and windows in it.
What?
Or from Gym 2.
Oh, right, yeah. The stars in the outer circle of the stained glass window depict the position of the music notes. Being cardinal.
It has been a while, Saigon.
Oh, yes, Joe?
It's been a while, and I forgot because I haven't watched it in a while as well. But if I recall correctly, around this time we did encounter a puzzle when doing the first time we commented on this. Prompt us to reenact the Steven Universe opening song.
Oh, that was actually during the bit where we were doing the numbers puzzle at the base of the tower.
Okay.
Do you want
Again,
us
yeah,
to
that
do
is
it
still there. The
again?
audience will be able to see it.
I was wondering, do you want us to recreate that?
No, thanks. Again, I still have to see anything past the season 2, and I'm gonna be honest, like, I forgot already a couple of things.
Oh, no,
from season 1 and 2.
Allow me to
Again,
show
from
you
what I
the
heard,
puzzle
shit
solving
gets real
skills.
after that anyway, so...
With any...
That was
Okay,
indeed an
with any respect, we didn't spoil any of the details there. It was just us doing a rendition of a song.
It's just that, again, back then we obviously did not, none of us did know that much into
Oh my god, you know, come to think of it, when we originally recorded this game back in 2016, the series was still going at that point.
Oh yeah, like I said, it was kind of in its
Look, Professor,
infancy.
a stairway just appeared. Could there be another
Stairway
room
to
like this?
heaven,
I have a feeling that the rooftop we saw from the garden continues above here.
It goes even higher! Who puts
Again,
in
like
this
you
much
said,
elevation?
It all contributes to the mythos of the
It's
Demurge.
really dark in here.
If you know anything about
Blue light seems to be
Gnosticism,
coming in
it's
from
basically
up
like
above.
this. Or hell, if you,
Well,
even if
there's
you've
no
seen
turning back
the
now.
TV new season of Don't
The
Hug Getting
answer to the
Scared.
biggest mystery of all is surely waiting for us ahead.
Oh boy.
I think so too, Professor. I wonder what on earth it could be.
Perhaps it's not on
Next
Earth.
step in the Storyteller story.
Well, at
If I'm
this
not
point,
mistaken.
we're practically not on Earth.
The next step.
Or who knows, maybe heaven is a place on Earth.
Not yet, Luke.
Oh, the story's already Still
A
finished.
little
Yep.
too soon for the ending.
Oh? Are we getting a little meta there,
We just
Layton?
need, don't worry, Professor, we just need some fake credits, like in Donkey Kong Country.
It's okay. The story's not finished yet. Let's see.
Well, well,
Look
well.
who is there.
Alive and well. Uh-oh.
It looks pretty good for
Well,
him.
Layton, I guess you figured out my story's ending before it was
I see.
time.
Out with your mask, Don Paolo, we know who you are.
Yeah, plot twist. It was Don Paolo all along.
Professor Layton, I've had enough of your running around, flagrantly contravening the flow of my story.
Yeah, stop contradicting the
I
script,
can no
Layton.
longer
It's like the... What's it called? It's like the toy maker in Castlevania Level 2. Damn it, stop undermining my play!
I do like this bit now. He's literally going to write our demise. So yeah!
There you go, Layton. Next time you'll think twice before contradicting my script.
So how's
You
this?
do that every 5th page.
Luke, no, you'll
I'm
have
trying.
higher stats.
Oh, I got it!
He's trying to.
No, no. And then the sword goes through later and it looks like oops.
That would have been one heck of a blooper. But yeah, no, how's this for an epic puzzle finale here? Puzzle 69. Nice. The Battle of
We
Wits.
got the funny number, everybody.
All that the
Yeah,
storyteller
go.
writes is destined to come true. Your opponent's attacks are no exception. Memorize the storyteller's tale and deflect your opponent's predetermined moves. That's right, your big puzzle battle is literally a battle of wits with the storyteller, god of this world. Good luck! And I do love how epic the music this is, like... Oh, go on.
I'm afraid your role in the story ends here, Layton. Now allow me to write the tale of your demise. And then Layton trips and falls and dies of a concussion.
Go on.
This does match brawl.
The knight drew his blade as the battle came to a close. He raised his blade overhead and delivered the finishing blow.
And then I shot the knight.
You don't have your gun on you this time, Professor.
Hey,
Again,
who's,
Reeves,
hey,
you would
who's telling
probably,
the story here?
you would probably like Ralph Bakshi's movie Wizards. Probably on that.
But yeah, predicted X based on what's right.
You know, if I could count this as an official puzzle theme, this might in fact be my favorite puzzle battle. I'm sorry, puzzle theme in general.
Well played, Layton. But how will you fare in this tragic tale?
Why aren't you calling me Professor?
A new knight stepped in for his fallen comrade. He slashed quickly, delivering 3 blows before finishing the battle with a 3-hit combination attack.
What is this, Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yes.
sounds like he's describing fighting game maneuvers now. And again, maybe the Storyteller is just that good at those kinds of games.
Unoriginal.
Okay, let's see. You see, Layton, all that matters is just that the player can decipher the moves correctly. Your fate is in their hands.
No one goes against my story, Layton.
If I die, I'll sue you.
From the grave?
Yes, I'll have Luke do it, or have his father do
Yeah,
it.
that
I thought
probably
you were
would
just
not
gonna say you were gonna have
stopped
Maya channel you.
Well, fuck.
Remember, Jovah, we forgot.
Too
Maya
bad.
forgot how to do that.
Aha! Alright, Layton, let's see if you read it again, see if you can do it.
Right, let's try that again, shall we?
What remix is this, Jovah?
A remix of the Trials and Tribulations' Pursuit theme.
Yeah.
It was actually used during the promotion of the game back when it was coming to DS. Came with the bonus disc for the soundtrack and everything.
Like I said, but yeah, going back to what Joel was saying, no, like I said, this game soundtrack is a fucking masterpiece.
Oh yeah, no, again, they made sure to have an epic bout for this puzzle battle, and they certainly delivered in that regard.
Fuck.
Yes, it's not as easy as it looks.
Let me actually check my soundtrack, see if I can find a title of this one.
I love how that remix has the Turnabout Sisters riff at the end, too.
And the storyteller's like, any second now.
Any minute now.
Look, the last previous attempts didn't happen, okay? As we would say.
And then I stabbed to be because I couldn't take the waiting. You know, for the man who wants to have me permanently gone, he's sure giving me a lot of chances.
A story needs to still be spicy in some way, Professor.
Yep.
Really lenient.
Major?
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, sorry. The final knight drew his sword as he attacked. He began to vanish into thin air. His movements veiled in the embrace of the shadows.
Oh,
This
come
time,
Yes, now the cheater makes it invisible.
ah,
Oh, come on. This comes out of nowhere.
but Layton, I write here. I make the rules.
Literally, I don't see how you can even complain, Professor.
Yeah, he can't break the rules if he wrote them.
My life in danger here. I think that's good ground for
That's
complaint.
the point, Professor.
Got it!
There you go.
Allow me to show you my puzzle-solving
Professor,
skills.
don't put down your sword just to pose!
Come what may,
And
this is
then while the professor was bragging, he was stabbed.
Marvelous. In this case, it would seem that the pen is not stronger than the sword.
Of course not. Who came up with that analogy anyway?
I'm doing my best!
Damn, Layton.
So, can we talk now?
Nope!
Oh,
I'm amazed he's able to parry that giant knight's axe.
it's just built differently.
Oh no.
Based on what we've seen him do throughout his life, like, Layton is very physically fit.
Oh no, not again!
Can't believe Layton is fucking dead.
Again.
Oh my god! I'm not really a fan of cliffhangers like that, Professor.
Well, now, that was close. Storyteller, I'm afraid that the power of your pen is no longer absolute.
Ouch.
It's never
Damn.
absolute.
Emotional damage.
Yep.
You never fail to impress me, Professor Layton.
Oh, he's impressed.
Just tell me one thing. What exactly are you trying to achieve?
Also, is it just
Being
me?
an asshole, as usual.
I'm trying to
Putting an end to your shitty writing career.
Also, is it just me, or does the storyteller's breath sound a
The
little
answer
more
lies
haggard?
in the final story. This very evening, the great witch Bazella will be tried, and all stories will end. You should take your place in the gallery and observe the final trial.
That's for you, Layton. This
Well,
is the
take
final
your place in
story.
the circle of life, Professor.
Basically, he's
is
saying,
it
look,
that
my
you are
dude, if
here?
you want to see how the story ends, just go watch the trial.
You too should be watching in the gallery, watching as your twisted story unfolds.
Oh boy.
My twisted
That is your
story?
daughter on trial.
What do you mean by that?
You're an
You
asshole.
must surely be aware that your story has already become twisted. Take our arrival in this town, for instance.
Well, twist, that's a
Not
matter
to
of
mention
opinion.
our being here
Maybe
at
I
this
don't
very
think my
moment.
story's twisted.
Neither of these things could have happened in the story you wrote. In other words, what I'm saying is that you are no longer the weaver of the tale.
Oh snap, you're telling me somebody usurped God?
What is God
What?
to an unbeliever?
What? A Ghost Rider? The story I crafted has indeed been twisted out of proportion by someone else's actions. Who wrote something in my script? Was it you, Layton?
No.
I'm not surprised that you
Surprisingly.
realized. It seems nothing passes by those sharp eyes unnoticed.
A speller would have been
those
dead by
soulless
now if the
dog eyes.
Gleason had contributed.
That is exactly why I decided to write the grand finale.
Oh?
You do know whoever's doing.
Prevent any further distortion.
You do realize they could retcon the grand finale. Do you mean to suggest that by ending the story, you could return this town to its original state?
Its original state, you say? I'm afraid that is not the case.
We're going to make
I
it
have
even
an
better.
The entire troop behind Labyrinthia is sealed by a single spell. You see, Layton, there's an executive mandate. We can't go back to the beginning. That's right. The final spell.
Ooh.
The final spell, you say?
Yes.
Klaatu Barada Ni.
When that spell is invoked, Labyrinthia's true form will become clear to all.
Oh, well, what kind of spell is that?
Father Tavra! Oh, no.
It
I
is
need to sound
a
more
spell
direct.
that has always been hidden within plain view.
What's that supposed to mean?
Essentially, the final spell is concealed at the start.
Oh boy, riddles.
So, by your logic, it should be the word Labyrinthia, which makes no sense.
Yeah, if that
I
were the
cast
spell.
a spell. Labyrinthia!
The final spell is concealed at the start. What on
Tell
earth
me
are you
what I have to-
talking about?
We got to go back to London to do that.
I thought you two took it upon yourselves to unravel mysteries, do you not? So
Oh.
solve them, lads. Do what you will with it.
Professor, please tell me we did not climb all this way just to find that out.
Very well. Now then, I believe there's just one thing that you may wish to hear from me.
Here we go.
And what would that be, Layton?
I'm taking over. Bye. Firstly, what would you say if I told you that this twisting of your story is heading towards a grand finale quite different to the one you had planned?
Someone messed with the ending?
Yep.
Yes.
In more ways than one.
What do you mean? Who was it? It was Sony, wasn't it? It was Sony.
Someone named Mr. C. Apcom. This evening, you supposedly gave up your life to the Great Witch Bazella, did you not? As a result, the person thought to be Bazella is being tried in court at this very moment. Now, if you'll permit me to ask, do you happen to know the name of the accused?
Naturally, I wrote the name myself. There can be no question.
And what is the name then?
Of course, name of the accused is...
KG
Dot,
Inafune.
Estella
Bella
Cantabella.
Cantabella.
Ah, Jinx, you can speak now, Layton.
Fuck.
What are you saying? You mean my Espella is...
Yep.
Oh, I did not think this, bro.
Someone changed who turns out to be Bozella? Who did this? Was
So-
it the Capcom executives that changed this behind my back?
So
The accused
yeah.
This trial is none other than your fucking daughter.
That can be. That's preposterous. Who
So-
messed with my script?
So yeah, guys, if you thought it was just a little bit cruel that maybe he was making his own daughter out to be Bozella,
This is your doing. What have you done, Layton? Did you change my script?
You ask me what I've done, Mr. Storyteller.
Yes. What did you do to my script?
I am but a solver of puzzles and mysteries. I do not concern myself with scheming.
right?
That's exactly what a schemer would say. Why Espella? Why? How is she the accused? That's not what I wrote in the script.
Perhaps you ought to go and see for yourself, Mr. Storyteller. But yeah,
Like,
it turns
be a
out.
father, dickhead.
Yeah, it turns out he isn't quite as big a dickhead.
Go home and be a family.
So
Do you
you know,
think it's better to stand here lamenting your daughter's fate?
you know what this means, right, guys? If Layton and Luke had just told the Storyteller, by the way, why did you put your daughter on as Bozella when they first had an audience with him? One of two things probably would have happened, but I'll elaborate on that
The joys of
later.
not telling each other things.
I'll be returning to the court. I'd like to see this grand finale with my own sharp eyes. Ah, yes, before I leave, there's just one thing I'd like to make clear.
Oh boy.
You're fired. I do not intend to simply take my place in the gallery and observe the trial.
Subtle.
Yes.
Naturally, there's only one place for me to be to stand in order to unravel all these mysteries.
Yeah, the fun fact.
Oh, this-
You mean to say that you will stand as the defender?
We kind of already have one for that.
Unfortunately, the defender's position is already taken.
Yeah,
Moreover, Mr. Storyteller, I am the one who knows the truth.
Oh boy.
The true identity of the great witch Bozella, that is.
How can you know? I didn't show the script to
You're right.
anybody.
I wrote it. There's only one place I should stand in order to assert such a fact, and that is not on the side of the defense.
So you admit it. You're the one who changed the script so that Espella is the Bozella.
Slightly. I anticipate seeing you again soon, Mr. Storyteller. Come on, Luke, let's wreck this man's shitty story.
For those who don't, and yeah, by the way, Hino did say in behind the scenes info of this game, in interviews leading up to the game, that he knew that the audience would want for there to have to be some kind of versus, and by that I mean an actual confrontation of Layton versus Phoenix, because that would be a really cool idea. And yeah, that's what we're building up to now, obviously.
I will say this. I kind of would have preferred how the versus was originally going to go. Not to say that what we get is bad, per se. I'll elaborate more on this later, but yeah, in case you weren't able to tell...
My question is, before we end the part, because I forgot, but I'm pretty sure we do know. Do we actually get to know which was the original name that the storyteller wrote to be the identity of Bozella?
We do find that out later, but that's in the trial sequence.
Later. Layton changed my script, and
So-
now that name is lost.
So yeah, how's that for a twist, guys? It turns out that the storyteller, while a foreboding figure, may not be the dick we thought he was, because,
Or
yeah,
that omnipotent, to be honest.
Espella was never meant to be Bozella, so someone's been messing with
Yeah.
the story behind his back. Who
Again,
could that be?
it's all symbolically, it all fits with the themes of the Demiurge. Again, people did their homework when it comes to religious symbolism.
Neat.
Sue Layton, you won't get away with this.
So,
I mean, he's still a little bit negligent, you know, the fact that he didn't know
oh
this
yes,
was happening. Like,
Look, that's not my fault someone changed the script behind my back.
don't
Which
worry,
executive was it, Layton? Tell me. Which
pay
executive
attention
was
to
the one
your
that changed-
children more.
don't.
Mr. Wright, before we wrap this up, who is this Mr. K Inafune?
Oh, that may be the real culprit behind all of this, Professor, but that is a story for another day when we have much more time on our hands. For now, though, we'll see you in the next part where we return to the trial, as we try and figure out just what the heck is going on here.
See ya.
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.